Hey guys, this is Hetu and welcome back to ETL QLabs. So guys, today we will be taking up this 30 Linux interview questions, right? And how we will actually solve this? This is we are going to use a very unique way, right? So we are actually learn it while playing a game, kind of game, right? So I'll tell you what is the rule of the game, right? So play game, play a game, right? What exactly we want to do here is first step is basically I'm taking up each of this question, right? And I'll be answering it, right? I'll answer this uh, and at the same time I will run these commands on putty. Putty is what? Putty is basically a kind of software which connects basically its IDE, I would say, IDE for Linux server. All right. So we will actually run all these commands on putty and we will see the answer. Second thing is you will also along with me you will also get a pen and copy, right? Pen and paper, and you also kind of answer. Okay, you also answer along with me, like you can actually answer before me, and you can pause a video for a while when I take up each of these questions. Pause a video for a while, answer the question, and then match it when I answer it, right? And then you at the end you count it, right? Count all the answers like marks. So each 30 questions, right? Each will be 1 mark, right? Each question will be 1 mark. So 30 marks basically. Count the answers, right? And how many are you are able to do it. Just comment in this video, say let's say 15 you are able to do, just type 50 and post it, right? At 20 you are able to do, right? And then this is the game basically, yeah. So this is going to be fun, I'm sure, and I'm so excited about it, right? And I hope that you will participate in this game, right? And yes, so let's start then. All right. And I think these are very nice questions basically. Okay. All right. So first question is basically what is root in Linux? What is root in Linux, guys? So basically root is two things actually in the sense of Linux, right? One is basically the super user, right? Super user will show you. And then another one is basically super or the directory, right? Directory, home directory, I would say. Home directory for super user, right? Or root. Correct. This is what it is. And let's try to understand basically how we can see that particular thing, right? So let's say I'm logged in here. Okay. If I can log in with super user, so how can I can log in? So I am logged in with who am I? Let's check. I am basically QLabs. I am logged in as a QLabs here. Let me log in as a super user. So SU hyphen, this is how we log in, and then let me log in. So now you see automatically this particular directory change, right? Correct, no? So let me show you. Now if I say who am I'm seeing root, right? So this is basically root user, correct? When I say root user, now what I can do is I can actually show pwd. I am actually at the root, correct? I am at the root, and now this is basically one of the directories, isn't it? If I go there and if I can show you here, you see this is a directory also. Where is that, guys? Where is that? One second. Okay, so this is root. All right. Yeah, it's here, right? You see, this is root. So this is basically directory. If I can just show you ls-lrt, you'll be able to see it. So it is D, right? So this is basically directory, not boot actually, root here. This is root, right? So this is directory, you see, this is directory basically, but this is kind of a directory for the super user, correct? Okay, so I think we are done with the first question. Let me exit from the super user. So I'm logged out. Now, if I can say who am I? Okay, I am at a normal user like QLabs. All right. Now let's go to the second question, guys. How to check? Okay, how to check when? How to check when was your okay Linux server last rebooted? Okay, so we actually want to know when was my Linux server rebooted last time, right? So there is a command which is basically you can run, which is called uptime. Okay, uptime. which will actually give you certain attributes. So let's try and go and see if I can just say uptime here, type uptime. You see guys, this is giving lot of information, right? So which means basically this is actually giving you current date and time. If I want to check it, the current date and time, I can just type date and I'll get the time basically. See 18:55, right? This is basically it is showing, right? Uh, Correct. I mean, this is the time basically it is set. This is showing wrong, but yeah, correct. Okay. Now, if I can just show you here, it is actually matching, right? Now, this is something the time it is showing, right? How long it is up, right? It is showing one user is there on this and then other information. If I can just say uptime hyphen h or hyphen p, guys, right? So it is saying up 3 hours 23 minutes. So this you see 3:22, right? So it is actually this particular Linux server was rebooted 3 hours 23 minutes before basically. That is what it is telling, right? Now it is saying one user and all, that is fine. We are only one user because QLabs is only user right now. If I so let's see that later part, but for now you know that you can actually check how long your system has been, like your Linux server has been rebooted since last time, right? So for example, there are, you want to check like when was your production server was actually rebooted, you can just say uptime and you can see like 30 days, 40 days, something like that. Then you know that, okay, this is the time when it was actually last time restarted. All right. Now let's go to the next question, right? Next question says how to check permission of the file, guys, right? So permission of the file is very simple, guys. I think there is nothing difficult here. You can actually take a check a permission using ls hyphen lrt, okay, and let's run it and I'll show you basically, okay. How we can see is ls hyphen lrt. Okay, we don't have any file, but let me just make a file, touch file f1 f2, and okay, that's fine. I can just say ls hyphen lrt. Okay, now if you see here, this is the permission actually, right? The first one is basically ordinary kind of one second, ls hyphen lrt. Okay, now, if you see here, this from second character onward, read, write, and execute is not there. That's why it's hyphen actually. Read, write, and read. So these are basically permission. So the first three character, read, write. If I can just mark one of them, like I can grant all the permission, 777 for F1, for example. Now let's try to see, then you can clearly understand permissions here. So I have marked F1 as all the permission. You see clearly read, write, execute, right? And read, write, execute, and read, write, execute. So there are three different kind of user. First, read, write, execute is for the owner who has created. So who is owner basically? QLabs is owner basically, right? Read, write, execute. This is for the group. So who is group? Actually, there is no group. QA lab is itself is a group because since we are only one user, right? That's why it is by default it's QA group. And read, write, execute. This is for other who are not part of group and who is not owner of this particular file, right? This permission belongs to that particular user. Correct. So this is basically the files that you permission you can check, right? Here you can see that user is having, the owner is having read write only permission. There is no execute. Hyphen means it's basically not, there is no permission. All right. So hope you understand it. Let's go to the next one, right? So next one says that how to check your computer name, right? How can you check your computer name, guys? There is something called a command called host name, right? etlqalabs. This is basically the host name or the computer name of your machine, right? Linux machine, correct? So you can actually say it. It's basically host name. All right. This is a command. You can use it. Okay. How? What is umask basically, right? So umask is basically kind of. I'll just run it and show you umask, right? Umask is something you see, this is basically octal number like 0002, right? So what exactly it means is, uh, it basically help you to create a file with some default permission. For example, if I can actually create a file, for example, touch F3, right? Now I created this file. Now what is the default permission of this F3? You see read write and read. Correct. Read write and read. What it means read write is basically I'll show you here. Okay. Let me try to show you here. Which means basically one second. Read write. So whatever U mask is there, U mask is 0, 0, 0 and 2. Correct? No? Alright. Now, if I say ideally there should be permission called 077. Okay. If I just subtract it, okay, from here, what will be there is 577. Correct. 777 means read, write, execute. Correct. The permission should be read, write, and execute. This is basically for the directory. But for, okay, I think I should do one thing. I should just explain it why this is file permission was right. Read, write, right. So 6, 6, and 4. It was 4, right? This is what it is, no? Let me explain you here. So if I can show you, it is read, write, and read, right? Okay, which means permission is read, write means 6, correct? 6, 6 and 4. Now, if I can just uh, add 0, 0, 2, which is umask, correct? Umask was 0, 0, 0, 2, no? So first one, forget about first one, but this only counted. If I add up this one, so what would be 6, 6, 6? This is the actually file permission for a ordinary file, right? But now, based on the umask, actually it is getting subtracted. So actually, if I subtract is this one, then I'll get 664, which is basically the default permission. Let's say if I want to basically change, I want to create a file which is maybe which is having some default permission, then we can actually set the umask basically. Yeah, you can actually set the mask, and by that it will be subtracted. Okay. Yeah, okay, if you want to know more about this umask, right, so I can actually do a separate video. Please do let me know, right? It's little bigger topic, but you know that umask is a is a number which will be actually subtracted from that by default permission of this file in directory, and that by this will help you to create a default set the default permission level of a file. All right, file or directory, anything. Correct. All right, let's go to the next question, guys. What is default permission of a regular file? Okay, exactly. So the default permission of a regular file is, as I said, right, 666, which is what? Read, write, execute. No, 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 sorry. Read, write. Exactly. This is read, write, uh, read, write, and read, write. This is basically a default permission, correct? Read is basically 4, write is 2, and execute is 1 actually, which is not there. So this 3 is basically owner, and these 3 bits are basically for group, and this is basically for other. All right. What is the default permission for a directory? So directory is basically not the regular file, no? So for directory, the default permission is basically 777, and based on the umask, it will also change it, right? So as I said, umask and this permission actually while creating the files will differ, right? So you can actually let me know if you want a separate video, I can do it, and then I can explain you all these things, right? But for now, you know that this is the default permission, all right? How to check which user is currently logged in, right? So we already see, right? We have already seen it. What is the how can we know? It's basically who am I, right? So who am I is a command that will tell you who is the current user basically. If I can just show you who am I, correct? It's saying that QA lab is the user who is actually currently logged in. All right. Now there is a question that how can, okay, can I log into some other user as well? Okay, let me log into one more user basically, okay, that I have created. So it's basically, let's say etlqalabs, okay, this is another user. And now we will see that, okay, now I logged in with the two user. Now if I run who, I can see okay, I can see it here, only one. Okay. Mm, 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 mm. All right, this is QLab, no? Okay. Can I say exit? Okay. Who? All right. So you can see now, if I can just run it here, ETL QLabs clear. If I can say who am I? It is telling me ETL QLabs. Here, if I say who am I, it's saying ETL QLabs, and here also ETL QLabs. How come? Okay, maybe I need to just exit one of them. Okay, fine. Let me log in with root maybe. Okay, I think let me log in with root. So if I can just say root, okay. Now if I say who, oh, perfect. See, now if I can go here also same thing. If I say who, then I'll be getting two users, right? One is etlqlab, other one is root, right? Which means basically who will tell you who all are actually logged in currently on this particular box, right? In particular server, right? So that is what it is going to tell you, correct? So this is what basically is difference between who and who am I. Who am I is basically it will telling you the current user who is logged in. So the answer is who am I basically. If you want to know who all the users are logged in, then you can just say who. That's it. Okay. How to check the IP address of a Linux server, right? So there are two ways you can actually check. So one command is basically IP addr. Okay. Another command is IP ifconfig, guys. Ifconfig. There are the two commands that you can use. Let's try to run it. Okay. So IP addr. You see here is basically this one, right? This is basically the IP address. Now if I can just run it, run ifconfig. Here also it will give you something here where it is maybe up. Mm, 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 mm. Where exactly it is, guys? It should be under section 3 here, right? Here, see, inet, and this is the IP address, correct? All right. This is how you can check. So two commands basically to check, right? How to create a regular file, right? So how to create a regular file? We have a regular file means it's like the not the directory file. It's a regular file means like a ordinary file basically, correct? So I have multiple ways to create it, right? Uh, I'll show you one of them, maybe two of them, but probably what are the different ways? Basically, one is using touch command, right? This will create an empty file. Then vim editor, nano editor. There are various editors that you can use actually to create a regular file. Okay. Now let's try to see how. So we have seen no touch command, right? We have just created no some of these files basically. Like maybe if I can just show you. No, I'll just exit from here. I'll just use this. Where am I? Okay. So if I can just say it, we have created. Maybe I will just create it, let's say touch F1, correct. We are able to create it, see, the F1 file, no? Similar way, we can also create VI command, right? VI command and F2. If I can just say F2, it will open up in editor basically, right? And I can just write something and just I can save it, come out of it. If I can just show you, this is also file created, guys, right? But this is having some data, right? F2. So there are various ways that I showed you two way. One is touch command, but touch command will only create kind of empty file. VI command using VI editor, VIM editor, same thing, nano editor, you can actually go and put some content in the regular file. Okay, how to create a directory file, guys? So it's very simple. For creating a directory, the command is basically mkdir and directory name, right? Directory name you can give something like this. Let's go here and try to see it. Okay, so if I can create one directory here, maybe. Okay, I can say make mkdir dir. That's it. See guys, this is the one we created, right? This is the directory we just created. How we know directory? Because it is actually starting with D, no? So this is directory. If something is starting with hyphen only, which means it is regular file, you can write something inside that file. Directory is nothing but it's folder, right? Inside this directory I can go. For example, I can go inside directory. Nothing is there, no? I can actually create some file, F1, F2, something like this, right? Now if I can go there, here also inside this directory where I'm inside the directory, and I can create some directory, because directory is nothing but it's a like a folder, no? All right. So this is how you can use mkdir and you can create that, right? How to find a search pattern in a file? Okay. All right, guys. So how to find a search pattern? No, search pattern is basically what search pattern in a file is actually you can use grep command. All right. You can use a grep command, and you can also kind of use less or more commands also, and you can use forward slash etc to search it. Okay. If you want more detail, you can actually watch my video on grep actually in the Linux what do you say playlist. You will find all the details, right? How to find a location of a particular file by name, right? So we can use actually find command, right? So we can use something like this, find, and then if you want to start from current directory, you can do current directory, start from here and then say name and file name, for example F1. If I can just show you one, right? Then if I want to go, I'm here, no? Let's go one step backward. Okay, now I am here basically home. If I can just say I want to say F1 starting from here, current directory downward basically, and I can say name F1. Let's try to see. You see guys, I am able to find this file. It's basically under QLab and F1, correct? So if I can just show you, if I can say QLabs, right? And here only it is there, correct? F1. You see, it is here, no? That's how it is actually showing you. Remaining, we don't have permission like other users, no? We don't have permission, but we have permission for this particular user QLabs, right? Because I'm logged in with, I have all the permission for this, right? Because this is having all the permission, no? So I can find this particular file. So you can use actually find command. Okay. Again, find command is very big command. You can use lot of options actually. So you go and watch the detailed video that I have done. All right, that will give you a lot of clarity. Now, what is alias and why do we use? Alias is basically helpful for faster, faster command, faster command typing basically, right? And you actually really need to write very less thing. For example, alias is what, guys, right? If I'm writing here, na, for displaying ls-lrt I'm doing, right? I have to write entire thing, right? If I can choose to write alias, means I can give some name actually. L equal to ls-lrt. Okay. Now next time, if I say ls-lrt, this is also giving same thing. But since I have created alias here, right? Alias L equal to this one, then I can just simply type L, no? It will give the same answer. Correct. For similarly for very complex command, you can use a alias, and you can actually instead of writing the big command, actually you can use the small notation, basically small thing, right? So this is basically speed up your query writing, or whatever command, etc. How to display first 6 lines of a file? Okay, so first 6 lines basically there is something called head command, guys. Okay, you practice it later, but there is something called head command. Head, and I can give -6, okay, and the file name. All right, this will give you first 6 line. Now how to display last six line instead of head we have tail hyphen 6 you can say. Okay, and you can say file name. All right. Okay. What we will do is, I think you can actually practice all of this. Okay. I'm not going to do each of this, otherwise it will take a lot of time basically, guys. Okay. But yeah, if you find any difficulty, you let me know. How to display the file content. So there are multiple ways. One is basically using cat, another is less, another is more, and we also have, okay, I think these are few options. There will be other option also, but these are various options how you can see the content of a file. All right. Now, how to copy a file from one to another location? We can use cp command, and then you can use actually file name and which location you can, destination location, right? Destination location basically where you want to actually copy. Okay, so this is the command basically. Now, how to know the file type of each files in the current directory? Okay, so we can, here we can actually use two commands. One is basically ls-lrt. ls-lrt will give you some details about it, but there is a special command called file, and you can say star means show me everything in this particular directory. These are the two commands that you can use. For example, if I can just show you file star, it is showing, no? It is saying this is directory, this is empty, this is empty, this is empty. Correct? No, this is actually telling you, correct? File command. Same thing if I can just say ls-lrt. Here also you'll get some idea basically, right? But I'll not get exactly the file type. For example, if I can just say touch file 34.txt. If I can just say it, okay, file. All right, guys, I have to say file star. So this is saying now this is empty, empty, and this is directory. Means basically, um, if I can just write something inside actually file one, let's see what happens. If I can just write something here, I just want to save it, guys, now and run the file. Do you see it says that ASCII text means this is basically a text file, right? Since it was empty, it doesn't know what is there, right? But this is clearly telling this is text file because I edited something in this file, right? That's why. And this is basically document. Document is basically directory. It's not a normal file. That's why it is showing. So file command is used. Basically, you can use it. Okay. Now, how to current directory? How the current directory is denoted? Current directory is basically denoted as dot basically. Okay, so current directory is denoted by dot. Okay, all right, so it's denoted by dot. Let me show you quickly. If I can just say ls hyphen lrt, you will find ls hyphen lrt, maybe a also together. So you see dot are there, one dot here and there are two dots here. So this particular single dot one, no, this is basically current directory. This is actually denoting this is the current directory, and this one double dot is basically denoting that. Let's say I'll show you pwd. I am actually ql in the home qlab, right? If I want to go back, so I can say double dot, right? Which means actually this double dot is representing the parent, kind of parent to this, like this current directory. So I'll actually go to home. Now if I can just show you, see, I'm actually home, right? I came out of QLabs, I went to home. Now if I want to go again QLabs, I can just go here. Okay, but if I say dot, I will not go anywhere because dot is representing the current working directory or present directory. Okay, all right, guys. So this is what it is. Now let's go to the next one. What is absolute path and relative path, right? So absolute path in actually Linux is basically the full path basically, which actually absolute path is basically the full path. Full path is starting from from root. Okay. Relative path is basically it starts from current directory. Okay. I'll show you what it means. So if I can show you pwd, I am actually here. If I can go to cd docs, okay, am I inside the doc, right? So if I can show you, I am actually here inside this location, correct? So relative path, if I want to go, okay, if I want to go to home, okay, if I want to go to home, actually here, what I can do, I can use the relative path. For example, cd dot dot, which means I'll go to QA labs, from here to QA labs, and then again I will say dot dot, I will automatically go to home. If I can just type and show you, see, I'm home, right? But there is another way. I don't need to do, for example, I want to, let's go back again to cd doc. Okay, let me show you where we are. Okay. Okay, ETL labs. Now I am here actually, PWD. All right. So let me do one thing. Let me do one thing. If I want to go to kind of uh, obsolete path, okay. Let's do one thing. If I want to go to home again, no, I can go like this. Okay, I can go like this, and I can say this is actually absolute. This is relative path, right? Now, if I can, I'm again here. Okay. If I want to use the absolute path, then I will put this one home. That's it. I will still go there only. You see? So, to use the absolute path, I will be actually using the slash. Okay. Starting from slash and then wherever I want to go, because this is the root starting one. And if I want to go use the relative path, I will start maybe single dot or double dot this, right, home directory or parent directory, and then I can actually traverse wherever I want to go. Okay, got it? Now what is hidden file, guys? Okay, what is hidden file? Let's try to set it little bit here. Okay, it says what is hidden uh, file, correct? Hidden file is basically files which are kind of represented, I mean those dot file basically. If I can show you here, give me a second, guys, just a second. All right, so ls hyphen lrt, if I say no, I will not see. Okay, let me go to my home actually. First of all, am I here? Perfect. So if I say ls-lrt, I do not see any other file. If I say ls-lrt and together with that A is for basically displaying, hyphen A is basically to display all the hidden files. Hidden files are basically starting with single dot or double dot. So you see, these files are single dot and this file single dot, and all those files basically starting with single dot or double dot actually are the hidden file. You cannot see until you use A actually together. See, I cannot see here, no? The moment I use hyphen A, I can see all those hidden files basically, right? So this is the basically answer. Okay. Uh, what is that? Okay, how to display hidden files? L. Okay, you can actually say here. I can, one second, guys. ls hyphen a LRT, whatever you can actually put, give the all information here. How to change from one to another directory? We have used CD, no? CD command actually you can use from to traverse from one to other directory. Okay, you can use relative or absolute path that we discussed just now. You can use that. How to check which all applications are running in your Linux server? This is very, very important. So there is a command called ps, which is basically the process command, right? And we can use this particular command, process hyphen eaf. Okay, and then you can actually simply grab the application name, if you know that, right? This will give you all the details about that application. Okay, so for example, if I can just show you something, ps hyphen eaf, is there anything? There will be lot of things which are running. See, there are lot of processes which are running basically, correct? And if I want to actually get one of this process, for example, I want to know what are all the daemon process, right? PS hyphen EAF, and maybe I want to get the init process, maybe. Okay, see, I'm able to actually find this. Similarly, if you are running some application, you know the application name, for example, Word doc or something, anything, right? You can just grep with that particular name and you will get all the process detail. So this is basically the process ID, correct? And all those details you can find it out. Okay, so ps is a command, basically ps hyphen eaf. There are a lot of other options with the ps, you can use it, right? So where it is, okay, all right. Now how to count the number of lines in a file? So there is a command called wc, which is word count, and given l is basically number of lines, hyphen l basically give you all the lines, and then you can actually give the file name here. In this file name, it will tell you how many lines are there. Now, what is pipe in Linux and why do we use? Pipe is basically used to club two commands. Actually, the output of one command will work as an input. For example, let's say what I want to do is I want to here, no, same thing we have used, right? We want to display all the process, okay, and in this process I want to actually find the process, for example, init process, right? I want to get the detail of init process. Then I can use this pipe. So this is nothing but the pipe only, guys, right? Actually, the output of this command, this is the output, actually is used as a input, right? Input for grep, correct? So this is what exactly is used right here in pipe command. There are some other information you can actually go and check about pipe. I have done enough videos for that. Now, what is redirection in Linux? Okay, what is redirection of in Linux, right? So there are two redirection. One is basically single redirection and another one is double redirection. This is basically to append a file, append a file, okay, and this is to basically write something in file or override, basically, right? We can use it. Let me show you quickly this one at least, okay? So if I can just show you here, if I can create it, maybe I can create one file, file1 dot txt, right? And here I say this is my file, and I come out of it, I say control C, oh sorry, ls hyphen lrt, I'll get this file actually, right? So where is this? This file, no? I just created, I can say cat file 1. See, this is what I did, no? So actually what I used it, single redirection. What if I want to actually append this file again? I want to write second line also. So I'll use double here, okay? In this case, I will write this is second line, okay? Now if I can just control C, I came out. Now if I say file, see, I got my file which was actually written first time, and this is the second time I have written. So it actually got appended, right? If I use single redirection, it will actually remove this and it will write only this one, right? So this is what the single and double redirections, right? Now, how to display all the files of a certain extension? This is very good question, basically. So we can use the wild characters, right? So for example, I want to get all the text file. So I can say ls-lrt, okay, and I say all the files starting with anything but ending with txt. Maybe I want all the txt file. I don't care what is the name of the file, but it should actually be having the extension txt. So it will actually display you only two here. See, if I don't give anything, it will display everything, no? That's why you can actually give this extension, which means it says the star means anything file name, but extension should be text only, right? So this is how actually you can get a certain set of files, basically. Okay, now to answer this, we can use a wild character. All right, so we can use something like that, ls-lrt and star dot file extension, something like this. All right, now what is wild character used in Linux? So this is the same thing, now wild character we have used here, right? So there are two wild character, one is question mark and another one is star. Basically question mark is basically says one character only. This says 0 or more, any more character, for example, right? So this is what actually you can actually check this basically, and yeah, you'll be able to get the details about it, right? How we can use it, right? Now, how to display fifth line of a file? This is very tricky question, right? So what exactly we have to use? We have to use first. What I have to do? Let's say I want to get the fifth line, no? Fifth line, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I can do? First, I can say I will get the first 5 line. Okay, for that I will use head hyphen 5 and then file name, right? Okay, this will give me first 5 lines. Then I will use pipe command, and what I will do, I will say tell hyphen 1. That's it. Because once I get this 5 line, no, I want only last line, no. So I can say tell hyphen 1, which means last line only, the first last one. So this is basically fifth line, isn't it? So this is how we can do it. Let me show you quickly, yeah, and then I think we'll be appreciating it. Okay. So if I can write some more content inside the file. Okay. Don't we have anything? Okay, we have something. Okay. Let me just say. Okay. Line 2, line 3, line 4. Fine. And this is line 5. Correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I want fifth line, no? So as I said, I will get head hyphen 5. Okay. Which will give me what? Which will give me all this. Correct. Last file. Maybe I have so many other lines, but I'll get only 5 using this. Then I'll use pipe, and then I'll say tell hyphen 1. See, I got the file. This command actually giving me the fifth line actually, right? Only fifth line. So if I can just show you, yeah, I already show you here, right? So this is how actually we can, do all these questions, guys. Okay. I know that it was not very easy to cover in this 40 minutes basically, but I tried to give an attempt, right? And now it's time for you. You tell me, guys, how many questions you are able to do it, right? Honestly, tell me, okay? And we will be coming up with so many other questions, fun learning like this, okay, going forward. But for now, your time to actually comment and tell me how many answers you got right. All right. And I'll see you with soon with the next video. Until then, happy learning. God bless you. And please do subscribe this channel if you are first time visiting on this, and also share with your friends, right? This is excellent channel, I'll tell you. Whoever want to learn ETL testing or Linux or SQL, etc. Right? So that's all for this video, and I appreciate your time. You've taken time out, and I hope that you learned so many things here, right? And we'll come up with such kind of videos more frequently. All right. Until we meet next time, happy learning. God bless you. Bye.